Someone asked about Nate's pilot, his TV sitcom. Who would you pick as his TV wife or not as his wife?
God, that one you had was really pretty. That was
Was that weird though,
Katie-
seeing
it
someone
was
playing
so
you?
weird. Well, that was completely my fault. Well, my fault and your fault. So he said, "Why don't we just use our own names?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that cute?
Katie, yeah. So it's the Katie Hazelton was my wife. She was in the league, and her husband came. Mark Duplass is her husband, and her husband came to the show. And her husband was cool. Her husband's an actor,
Yeah,
so they're
they've
just
been in acting their
yeah.
whole
They're
lives.
just they. It's none of this is anything to them. And when we wrote this show, I did have everybody's name. We always talked about it. And Gerard Carmichael, who was producing on it, I think he used all their real names in his show, and he's like, "It's fine." And
He thought it was very nice and like a
My dad loved it.
Oh yeah, he loved it.
My
of
dad
course.
loved
He's
it.
a performer.
I think my mom
she
would
was
go
on
either
the fence
way.
about it.
And then Harper, I don't think Harper minded it, but
She didn't mind.
She didn't probably put it together. And then
It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really realize it because he kind of talked me into it. This is where you have to really kind of be strong with Nate and trust your gut. I was like, I don't know. That doesn't sound good. Like, you're going to look at a lady and call her me, and it's going to be on TV. And then when I saw the pilot recorded, I had just like a lump in my throat. I was like, this is not good. You know, it just kind of hit me like you're looking at a person as if they're your wife and you're an actor. You have to really sell it. So, and he's a way good actor. Like, I can't believe that television show never got made, but it was really good. And I was just like, oh no. Like, he's looking at a beautiful woman
And she's
calling.
like, this show's gonna go.
Oh, I was like, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So,
But I was saying we would say Laura instead of Laura. I was like trying to find little
it was
things
not
to
fun.
go.
I was like, change her name.
Yeah.
Change her name to something. Yeah.
You're like,
So
Nate
next
really
to-
seems to be into this.
Well, we had
scene.
the last
She
scene.
should be divorced in the show.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, so the last
I just start scratching out words.
the last scene that we shot, we had to keep doing over, and me and her kissed. Me and Katie, the actors. So we kissed, and so we kept we kept having to redo it. So Laura's just sitting over there with her husband, and I mean, it's funny. It's like you would have got used to it. You would have eventually been like, it's normal. You would have
Not with my name.
Yeah,
It would have been weird.
You would have it would have been fine.
I would have had to.
Yeah,
Used to.
when we have a helicopter on top of the house.
Yeah.
When you have this, you can all problems you'd be telling your personal shopper that you go, I just don't love it that much. And as she's putting your jacket on you, and you go, I know it's so crazy, right? And she's got her house that's just her closet, and then she walks to the real house. But they and there's a lion in the living room, and then.
I bet it.
And then and Harper's on 2 horses because Harper's obsessed with horses. And then but the last scene was the kissing. It was just like it wasn't a kissing scene. It was just like a quick, a married couple.
Which is how we kiss.
Yeah. And then so we had to keep doing it over and over and over. And Laura, she said she almost just yelled, cut.
I have never, it was in I had to like stop it from coming out.
And she's watching on a screen. It would almost been better if you were watching where it's like farther away. You've got a big TV.
Yeah,
Nick
in Nashville.
Nick was sitting with you.
Beside me.
Yeah. And Nick's like, it's all right. Like he's like Nick was there
was
for
like,
the pee in the bed story and
cut.
for this story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nick was there.
he was
Nick was
there.
that's when she first met him,
I
was the
love
pee in the
Nick.
bed. He spent the night with us that night.
Oh,
He's the best.
okay. He wasn't involved in the.
No.
the
No.
other bit. I was like,
He was
what?
No, he was
He's
just on the
always on our
couch. But
couch.
he was always on the couch.
Yeah.
And so he was Nick was there for that. Is funny that Nick was there for that and the other thing. But yeah, it was definitely weird. But that was crazy to go see that where you were portrayed on TV, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But there's not a person I would select or not select. I would prefer like an ugly person
Just
to play me.
The opposite.
because you feel
But
like he's not
the opposite of
gonna
what most
enjoy it.
people
Right. Who wants like a
Most
hot
people-
nanny? If you pick a
Yeah.
hot nanny, you're dumb. Right?
Yeah, we don't have a nanny.
Yeah, that's why.
I probably have some dude nanny.
Yeah.
It's gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
That doesn't know. I
Brian-
don't know.
Brian's
I
her
don't
new
know if it's
nanny.
funny. Yeah.
I'm your butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're involved in a car accident.
And that's why he's there. He's the butler. That's something else. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Kat Rockwell, Laura. Many women who are married to an artist or entrepreneur typically endure tough times. This might be my wife that wrote this. Many either encourage their spouse to get a real job, definitely my wife, or end up leaving them. What advice would you give women who are in relationships similar to yours at the beginning of the career?
I think you have to decide before you get fully committed that you're willing to see it both directions, bad or good, and just know that you could do both. I know you can't know that. I know
Yeah.
things will happen, but I just think you need to just do your own thing. Just be your own person. If you want a bunch of money, go make it. You can make all the money you want. You don't have to depend on him to make the money for you. You may have to have less children or like less time with your family and you may have to sacrifice to get what you want, but it always doesn't have to be on the man, I don't think.
Mhm.
If you want your life to be this way, go make it. He's your husband, right?
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
No, yeah, don't, yeah. Well, if it's like you're looking at it like a meal ticket, don't look at it as a meal ticket. Go
Yeah.
be your own ticket, and then you can be like, if he makes it, he makes it, and if he doesn't,
Yeah.
you support him. She supported the whole beginning was you supporting me.
Yeah.
You made more
And
money than
I
me for a long
enjoyed
time.
that. I
That was
mean,
the first goal was just I want to make more money than her,
Yeah.
You did it pretty quick.
and then wasn't that quick.
Well, not
It was
quick.
10
It
years
was
or
like,
something,
but you've
like-
squashed me now.
Yeah.
My earnings.
Well, now we
I
make
thought,
a point.
like, yeah.
That's when we start
Now
getting
he's
some
like,
stuff. Now we
yeah.
get some stuff done
Yeah,
around
now
here.
you're rubbing it
Now
in.
he's Alabama and Kentucky or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Now we get. That's all. As a guy, I don't know. I always think you need to make more money than your wife. If you want to do anything,
Ugh.
you got to make more money than her. I know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
not.
if you want to hold the
you
the
just-
balance of power.
Well, it's like
Oh.
I can't. I mean, I've always done a lot. Whatever. I've always done a lot of my own stuff, but
it's because I was doing my own.
yeah. But there, and then my parents would give me $200 in my bank account.
Way to go.
And then but you always want to make, once you make more money, I realized like, oh, that changes a lot.
It does change.
It changes a lot.
The power changes, and you have to be.
It's not power, it's just being, I think as a guy, you do want to be the provider, and then you want to go, I want to go do these things. And I'm in comedy, so I'm having to do a lot more than normal. I'm not just clocking out at 5 p.m. and I'm home. It's like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while, and I want to, do this thing, and I want to do this. So you've got to make more, so you can then, when you say I want to do these things, they don't go, hey, you're not. I'm having to pay for all this from our job, and we've always had a bank account together. I mean,
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can be ridiculous. I mean, if the person is not making a lot and spending a lot,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has to be reciprocal and reasonable. I'm not saying oh yeah, you're just shelling out money for the
Mhm.
guy for him to go do. I think there would be.
Mine was eat, I'm going to eat. Why are you going out to eat this much or something?
I'm pretty tight, so I was
Yeah,
which I felt like was good.
it was good.
But I think there would be a point where you could see the person's not going to succeed, maybe. But
When I got her where she wasn't just like a hawk at the credit card, that's what I was just like. There's little thing I was like, if I could just get her to not just be on every, why'd you had Krispy Kreme donuts this
I used to
morning?
balance the credit, go through everyone with a check and write it out.
I know, and I just hated it because it's like, what was this? You went to
And
went to
I was also
McDonald's,
doing
you
our
went to-
taxes.
yeah.
So I would
She was doing
I would
everything.
do every line item.
And I mean, I was like, I just need to get to where she's overwhelmed with what she's looking at and she can't detect how much.
But I would also say you did work, until I got a good job.
Yeah.
So you did work. So if the person can work and work nights if you want to
Right.
do this job that pays nothing. So go work at Pizza Hut or deliver whatever. I don't think you should make no money and no effort. Then that would be a deal breaker. But if the person's motivated, then you should be supportive.